Okay, so with summer coming in full swing and the brutal tyranny of the sun's rays just frying the ever living hell out of my retinas, it's clear that it's that time of the year again when everyone thinks about which colleges they want to apply to. Oh, and catastrophizing. Lots of catastrophizing. And sweating, both academically and physically from the heat. So much sweating. So much. Holy shit. I freaking hate the heat so much, man. Oh my god. Nonetheless, it is the sworn duty of Bagpipe, the one stop shop for college app slop, to impart my wisdom once more. Before you commit to any colleges on your list, heed my advice. Open your eyes, open your ears, open your mind, open your third eye. I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyway, here are the worst colleges in the world. Disclaimer: while this is a meme video, I peppered at least some useful advice and just like information here. So just so you don't leave like empty-handed or anything. Now, if you're actually looking for things like in-depth college admissions consulting, essay assistance, GPA help, extracurricular passion project help, etc., feel free to reach out in the description box below. I've helped students reach schools such as, but not limited to, Penn, Wharton, Harvard, MIT, Cornell, Dyson, Duke, UChicago, Econ, and Berkeley Haas. Okay, yeah, it's enough of that. Let's get right to it. So first on this list, we got BYU. For those who don't know, BYU is the top university for Mormons, or according to many, it was until they started purging a lot of the academic rigor and replacing it with religious doctrine. And I guess like I don't know what I expected. Like they're a Mormon school. They're going to make shit about Mormonism. But apparently they're making professors interject their religion in just about every class, even if it's not necessary. Which, not gonna lie, is probably gonna make me kind of nervous about hiring anybody who graduated here. BYU's two most popular majors are bio and business. So, like, imagine Imagine you get into like a horrible accident, right? And you're just like pretzeled through the wheels, like some Junji Ito shit. And your doctor is like a Mormon doctor from BYU. So you're going to get cooked. Like, thoughts and prayers, man. Thoughts and prayers. Meanwhile, your consciousness is just like drifting into the abyss as your family has to pay the horrible American medical billing rates and American level tipping and the 10% Mormon tithe and the tip on top of the Mormon tithe. Like, man, I'd be spiraling into insanity just hearing my doctor went to BYU. Jesus Christ. Imagine trying to build a model forecasting future returns for a client, right? And instead of just like trying to actually build a model for someone looking to like maximize growth or hedge risk, you're just like, yeah, this shit came to me in a prophetic dream, man. God instructed me to short the stock. you know Actually, that's kind of base. BYU 10 out of 10. Okay, up next we got University of Florida. If you're looking to get into business or healthcare, then U Florida is pretty nice. But the people who would benefit most from attending U Florida are people majoring in entomology. And, like whatever floats your boat, whatever sniffs your drift. It sounds like a pretty cool. Oh my God, what the fuck? Oh man. Like, why would you study something? Oh my God. Yeah. That's the thing. I forgot about that. It's University of Florida, the land of the weird and the home of the massive ass cockroaches that, mind you, fucking fly. So I don't know about you, but I wouldn't trust a Florida man with grant money to be spent on researching bugs. The fact that our world isn't taken over by like some Florida man collaborating with entomologists and like engineers to design some kind of like super bug is a freaking act of God. And I can't really blame you, Florida, that hard, right? There's like other schools, reputable, entomology programs like UC Davis, and they also have massive ass freaking cockroaches on campus, man. Like, ugh, like yeah, you could get into stuff like entomology for, if you want to do things like study bugs alongside business to, I don't know, like do beekeeping or pest control, mitigating the spread of mosquitoes. Like that's a cool kind of shit, right? But man, centipedes, roaches, tarantulas, like, bro, I knew this guy who, he actually attended UC Davis, right? And he was telling me the story about this dude that he knew who was in he was doing research, right? He was doing it on cockroaches and spiders, right? And you wouldn't want to have the unholy matrimony of both. Like it's just why, right? Like why both at the same time? It's just like, at that point you're just torturing yourself, right? But weirdly enough, the psychopaths who were reviewing his project actually like just freaking approved of it. And the crazy thing is, in the room that he was working in, that colleague left his coffee cup on the table. Yeah. That same colleague later went to take a sip of the coffee and he felt a wriggling in his mouth. Yeah. One of those spawn of Hermaeus Mora slipped into his freaking coffee. So, yeah, I don't care about how good U Florida or any other cockroach college is. That shit's scary. Like, okay, jokes aside though, all my students who went to U Florida were dead ass quite happy with it. If you're one of those guys and you want to capitalize off of U Florida's nice network, their honeybee lab, their healthcare, or their business and engineering programs, yeah, man, like I recommend really trying to bug proof your learning environment as best you can, like live upstairs, have clean roommates, seal up them cracks, get behind all movable appliances and clean that shit. Spray your doors. Honestly, I feel like just having a quote unquote safe place to study and work and sleep is like a massive difference for people looking to improve their performance. Like, you just be shocked just how much making your ecosystem feel safe from bugs can help. And just your learning ecosystem in general, right? Like, those little optimizations to your work ecosystem really make a difference. Or maybe I'm just weak. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a goober. I have no idea. Yeah. But next on this list, we got NYU. I actually think NYU is a pretty decent school, especially Stern. A lot of the students I worked with were people looking to get into Stern or econ. And my admits often describe themselves as like two things: hardworking and ambitious. But those are just polite adjectives to describe future evil billionaires, man. NYU Stern and all their kind are just Slytherins. This sorting hat, they you can't just say that you're like a greedy, power hungry, pretentious prick who wants to like exterminate poor people, right? You got to keep it normal, like you can't just be like, yeah, you want to blow people out of the face of the earth, So he's got to like say shit like all polite and stuff, right? He's just got to be like, yes, you have a certain ambition within you, a fiery spirit, if you will. Like my man, that's where Voldemort went. Their house is a snake. How are they not evil? Okay, so like realistically though, NYU, like most schools, is what you make of it, right? And it's so generic, but like you're obviously going to come across some people who are assholes, sure, but it's just nice to try to connect with people and work hard. But like really, especially that connecting with people point, for those of you guys who don't know, NYU's pretty much just like New York. It doesn't really have a particular campus per se. And I feel like people think, oh, that's not really that important. But like, you have to also think about the consequences, right? That kind of ecosystem is really going to make it hard to have connections with people. You're not really going to bump into familiar faces. And plus, even if you have friends, they might just live super far away. And you have to like really work hard to connect and network with people and fight off the ever impending loneliness. I think that's like going to be generally the hardest part for like anybody who's in college. But, overall, like having to work to socialize, like especially when you go to a concentrated school or you're in high school, making friends early isn't as hard. But, you're going to be so spread out here in college that it's going to be like understandable why it's going to be tough to, have to make an effort, right? Like your your socialization skills isn't like outsourced like it used to be when you were in high school. So, it's going to be way harder. Oh, yeah. And make use of your study abroad program. It's going to be worth it. Most people, generally speaking, are going to benefit a lot from study abroad. Trust me. So, okay, change of pace. I got to start roasting people now. Next, we got Art Center College of Design. I noticed that a lot of my content is aimed toward finance and engineering majors, but like, you got to flame some of the art kids too, right? Like, I got hands for everybody here, okay? I got you. So for the non-art kids who are out of the loop, Art Center used to be the GOAT of art schools where accomplished industry professionals came from. And there was like a level of rigor and stress that was emphasized to generate the best and top artists. Though the work quality in Art Center actually has started to significantly decrease throughout the years. And not to mention, a lot of the solid content you'll actually need that's really relevant to your chosen industry is pretty minimal. If you have any sense, as a result of that tuition, you just focus your efforts on a few classes and aim solely at that. But at that point, you might as well just save yourself the thousands of dollars and just attend some kind of online course taught by industry professionals anyway, right? It's like, for example, you got people like Bob, I was about to say Bob Ross, Ross Draws and Robot Pencil providing coaching that really just gets the gist of what you need to learn to get into, say, things like, like concept art for big game studios, and all that kind of shit, right? You don't need to have you don't need to waste all that money. And more importantly, all of that time that's going to be really necessary for your career. Oh, yeah. Here's another thing. I don't know what it is about art schools, but for some reason, every teacher just hates anime. I don't like I don't get it, man. I mean, okay, look, I kind of do, okay, cuz schools low key, they need to funnel students into a specific art style to maximize the number of qualified candidates that get into big studios like Pixar or DreamWorks, which inexorably boost their own reputation. But still, oh yeah. Also, if your parents are, let's say, for example, prestige slurping goobers, you might be in a position where you have to attend a quote unquote prestigious art college, even if it's booty or the art style they force onto you doesn't fit your chosen vision. You don't have a choice. If that's the case, thoughts and prayers. But okay, so for real now, right? If you're stuck in art school and your parents are wasting time and money on this shit, I'm gonna recommend something that, not gonna lie, is actually gonna be pretty freaking shameless, okay? But you should just quiet quit 90% of your classes, okay? This is gonna be so bad, but for so many art classes, they're just completely useless. They're just net deficits, okay? If you're looking to make a career out of your art, especially for those in digital art or looking to land top studios like Riot Games or Sony Santa Monica or Naughty Dog, your time is freaking worth its weight in gold, man. If you waste it on these bum ass classes that don't teach you relevant shit, you're essentially in the red. Just do the bare minimum to get a passing grade and then work on your craft. It's I actually heard of a few art professors actually. They worked in the game industry, and they actually used to do that too when they were in art school. It's so fucked and it's so BM to do, but they just draw some cave painting or do some dumbass modern art shit to pass with a bare minimum grade, mostly because they just wanted to learn Photoshop and 3D faster in order to speed run that sweet entertainment design syrup. And hey, I mean, if you're a concept artist for Microsoft or Riot, then you're doing something right, man. Man, there were actually some artists who were total freaking weeaboos, right? Who loved anime, and they just bullshit everything else and start working super hard at stylized art to do Riot stuff. You got to budget your time when you're an artist, man. Man. But if you want to slow down and explore other art styles, or you just don't want to BS other classes that hard, it's totally okay. It's all cool beans. All right, next we got UChicago. Not that there's actually anything wrong with them. It's just that I keep getting ads from these guys. Everyone and their dog gets UChicago ads. They just tell everybody, "Yeah, bro, we want you," only to reject them so they can boost their rejection rate. And yeah, okay, not gonna lie, you got to be fair to them, right? Acceptance rates are defunct from U.S. News and World Report rankings now, but UChicago was sending me ads since I was in the womb, so I'm pretty sure they're trying to find every possible way to lower acceptance rates in order to artificially inflate some sense of exclusivity back then. And actually, you know what that reminds me of? Hoes. You know how many people would do this manipulative shit where they would pretend like they have a crush on you, and then when they lead you on, they're like, can you do this thing for me? Hey, can you help me do this thing? And then when they lead you on, you go for the plunge. You send in your boyfriend or girlfriend application, and then they hit you with the, I only think of you as one of many thousands of qualified applicants situation. Bro, what in the mind gaming, rug pulling, college maxing, manipulating, ego boosting, syrup slurping is this? You telling me you got my hopes up for nothing? I'm not getting a 1600 and taking on max rigor just to be a tier 3 sub for OnlyFans University. I'd rather go to Florida. But could I be transparent for a second? Really, I'm scared, okay? And my longtime viewers are probably aware of what I'm talking about. That's right. UC Berkeley. Oh, there's no more miserable place than UC Berkeley. It's one of the few places in California, land of sunshine, where light does not reach it. This uncivilized place is a black hole of positive emotions. They are the dementors, sucking the happiness from your soul. Not to mention, they attract all manner of miserable students here. It's a space for coding bros, business bros, tech bros, bros. Not to mention, they had Oppenheimer. They made an atom bomb, and he cheated on his wife. His bomb could have wiped out all anime for good. And you know what? How the hell are you going to build a weapon that can wipe out anime, but can't wipe out cockroaches? This is pure evil. Plus, their business school attracts the worst extracurriculars. Like a moth to a flame. They bring in drop shippers, resale scalpers, fake non-profiters. Their mascot is supposedly a bear, but he looks cursed. Just look at him. Just look at this dude. This is not just the worst school. This is the worst place on the planet. No, not really. I'm actually just kidding. I just like picking on Berkeley. I made a lot of videos on this, but not gonna lie, it's all a joke. Don't worry about it. In all honesty, I feel like I do have a lot of English and comp sci students. Sorry, why was I saying English? Engineering and comp sci students who are actually quite unhappy with Cal. But I also had a lot of happy students who really enjoyed it too, right? But if there's going to be one piece of advice, I'd say it's to really consider brushing up on your soft skills when you're attending Berkeley, and really just be approachable. When it comes time to attend. A lot of my Berkeley admits really regretted not just networking and really making good connections and friendships over time. It could just be the culture there, right? But I think a lot of people imagine networking and building these connections as just sort of this thing you do as a quest, right? If you really want to network, I deadass actually think having some amount of fundamental business experience puts you in the right mindset for it, weirdly enough. Because it's okay, you're imagining things in a way where you're finding methods to provide value to people. Right now, just try this out, okay? Try to think in the mind of a Berkeley Haas business major goober for a sec, okay? Why would anybody want to engage with your business, right? It's because you provide some kind of demonstrated value. It might be helpful to think of networking as a way of helping people rather than just treating them like NPCs. Hey, dude, want to get connected? We could. Okay, it's kind of a weird analogy. Okay, weird analogy incoming. But imagine improper networking as a tier 3 simp and a Discord mod for UChicago's OnlyFans. Okay, you're giving compliments and engaging in chat with them. But that's because it's very, very clear that you want something out of them, right? That's really uncomfortable. And that's just it's morally fucked up and just downright creepy too. But I think it's just this idea of some kind of forced interaction, okay? I would put a keyword there. Keyword forced interaction, or an expected return that makes networking just not work when you're in college, right? You should be thinking of it more as what could I do for this other person? It's got to be natural too, right? By being somewhat without expectations attached to it, it would be clear that you're demonstrating value and they could see the utility of having you around. Okay, yeah, this guy's pretty smart. He's pretty cool, right? But you're not treating the social interaction like a chessboard. You're actually engaging incapable of having a human connection. Don't make it look like you want something out of people, like these TikTokers waiting in a Home Depot for men to ask him out. Like, that's like, yeah, you get the point, okay? Oh my god. Well, that's about it for this one, guys. Thanks so much for the likes and the comments and subs, by the way. 4.4K is actually fucking crazy for subs. So, man, I really appreciate that, man. Okay, so I'm not going to waste any more of your time, okay? If you need college admissions advising services or any kind, feel free to reach out via email in the description box below. Till then, see you in the next one. Love ya. Ya Mormon tipping, cockroach flying, art school scamming, university to OnlyFans, Slytherin syrup slurping, Berkeley Haas goobers.